Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alice Rita. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to convert a Z-Stack image into a 2D image. And I always encourage people that are doing live cell imaging that it's important to take a Z-Stack. A Z-Stack image is a three-dimension image, XYZ kind of image. And the reason why I always encourage this is because depending on which plane of the depending on the plane you are currently looking at, that determines what you are going to be seeing. For instance, this is an image that I acquired during my PhD program, and you can see that it has about 47 slices. So it has about 47 stacks, 47 plane. And if I move through the different plane, you can see that you can see some signal at the periphery here. You can see this straight line in the middle of the cell, and that middle of the cell is what we know as the septum. And you can see that as I'm moving towards the middle, you can see that it's showing only at the border of the cell. And also you can see now that we have two septa. And if I keep moving, you can see that it's displaying the different plane of the image in order to give me a three-dimension image. When I project this Z-Stack series into a 3D image, then you can see in more detail that the line that we saw is not actually a line, but more of like a disc, and that's why it's called a septa, right? So this is one of the reasons why it's important to take a Z-Stack. You can see that it's able to show me that this marker, it labels everywhere in the cell, outside the cell, I mean the cell membrane. So you can see, and this marker is a marker for the plasma membrane, and you can see that the membrane has the signal. You can see the difference between me looking at it as a Z-Stack, as a 3D image. Sorry, let me pause that. As a 3D image compared to me looking at it as a single plane. Looking at it as a single plane, you can see that there is no signal inside the cell, but rather if I move towards the top of the cell, you can see that the signal is outside of the membrane. This gives us a better information. I know that some people prefer to just show a single slice. Some people look for the best plane, which I recently learned that the best plane of any image is known as the bird eye. So if you are one of those that usually look for the bird eye, maybe it's time for you to start looking at a Z-Stack image. Now let me show you how to convert this Z-Stack image into either a 3D, a three-dimension image, or into a two-dimension image, which is a maximum intensity projection. If you are looking to make just you can see that this maximum intensity projection, it's more representative than the one that is just the bird eye image, than the single one. You can see it shows us the septa that is dividing the cell. We can see the signal around the periphery at the outside membrane of the cell. You can see that it shows the signal by the side as well, and compared to looking at the single plane. There are times when looking at the single plane is important, meaning that you can have this image by the side and also show the single plane so that they can see that this signal that we are seeing here is not in the cytoplasm, but rather it's outside the cell membrane, and that's why it's not showing when you're looking at the single plane. To convert this Z-Stack into a single plane image, which is the two-dimensional image, the 2D, all you have to do is go to Image, click on Stacks, and select Z Project. In the Z Project option, you have the option to project this image either as maximum intensity projection, or a minimum intensity, or an average intensity. Most people go for the maximum intensity, and what the maximum intensity does is that it selects the brightest plane in each of the Z position and then compress it together in order to give us an image that is just a single slice and that is representative of the whole Z plane. So now I'm just going to select maximum intensity and click OK. This will process this image into a maximum intensity projection, and you can see that now we have, sorry, you can either use auto to adjust the intensity or reset. So if you use the auto, you can see that it's showing us the signal on the cell membrane and at the septa, and which is similar to what I was showing you earlier. And this is a single slice image, while you have this as your maximum intensity image. I hope that you've learned one thing from this image, from today's tutorial. Next time you're on the confocal, try and capture, even if it's just a small Z stack. Please try to do this so that you have images that you can show the different layer, you can show the maximum intensity projection, as well as showing a single plane to convince your viewer that this localization is not inside the cytoplasm but rather on the cell membrane. And also, for your presentation purpose, you have the option to then render your image as a 3-dimension image in order to be able to show more features. You can see that me rotating this clearly show you that this septa is a disc within the cell that divides the cell. And if you enjoyed watching today's tutorial, please remember to click the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video with any of your friends that you know that are doing confocal imaging. And I'll see you in my next video. Until next time, bye bye. Oh, sorry. To do the 3D projection, all you have to do is go to Image, go to Stacks, and select 3D Project. And then just remember to tick the interpolate and say OK. And this is going to take some time to render the Z-stack into a 3-dimension image, which you can then save as an AVI in order to have an image that is rotating for your presentation. Thank you for watching today's video. My name is Alice Rita, and I'll see you in my next one. Goodbye. You can see we have the 3D now. So that's how to make a 3-dimension image.